Yeah, thank you. I think I hope the earlier presentations by, I think, Jerry's and also earlier part, um, I think will give you some insights of how the 4.0 and sustainability can come working together. So I think in view of time, I probably will just run through the panel, introduce the panelists. So Jerry, you have known. I think one aspects and the roles of Jerry that he's playing is actually his company is doing more of a industrial 4.0 system integrator. That's more than just industrial 4.0 solutions. Because important, you have different industrial 4.0 solutions, but you need to integrate them together to ensure the machines talk to each other, and that's kind of role his company play. And also with I think Stevens from Singapore Poly, I think they do on trainings part. I think earlier presentation by Omar have shown, right. It's also when you embark on this journey, importance to get your staff trained. Then we have also from Kelvin, is it? Yep. From this Racer Tech, uh, he's examples of one of the users of Industry 4.0 and how it benefits the company. And later part he will share about it. And then also our colleagues here, Anthony, he's from Tusut, and in fact, we work very closely with him. The series index to measure how ready is your companies on the 4.0, at what level you are, as well as yesterday we launched the Green Compass between Simtex and Tusut to measure how ready is your companies on the sustainability journey. So those are the two index, and then without further ado, I probably will pass the mic to Stephen, and then he'll give a probably sharing of some of the works they have done with companies on these two fronts. Yeah, thank you.
Morning everyone. I think nice to meet. I mean, after 2 years, I mean, we have this on site. I mean, okay, I'm Stephen from Singapore Poly. I think one of the education institutions in Singapore. I think we know education system basically you train students from broad base, but training is key. I mean, besides the broad base training, you talk about CET where you talk about training for individual. But as shared by, I mean, a number of speakers, it's very key for company. How, I mean, where else does a company able to have the training, not as an individual, but as a basically company as a growing together in this stage of the industry 4.0. So Singapore Poly itself, I mean, we have a number of programs. One of the key, I mean, I said, program that has been shared by I think Onhua earlier, and some of my, I mean, I said, our friends right now, we actually have this company workforce transformation program where you talk about, I mean, company going through the I mean, process redesign, technology redesign, workforce, I mean, the training needs, all these things. And we also have the program where, I mean, we work with industry partner. It's not just the academic as per se. It's more working with the industry for the industry. And as a institutions, we, like I said, we it's very key. We are not biased. We don't own a product. We don't own any brand, but rather we work with a broad range of, I mean, companies where, I mean, key thing, understanding the company going through this workforce transformation, what they need, and basically we will, I mean, tie up with the partners, what are the possible solutions. So that's a key. Then the other one, like, I mean, earlier share also, we actually have this key program where actually we bring participants, a lot of, I mean, MNC a lot able to do the industry transformation, but the local SME, how to start up, I think that's the main key thing. So we have this program we call Advanced Manufacturing Lead Program that we actually bring participants to Germany to learn from best in class. I mean, we know Germany started out, I mean, with this on the industry 4.0. We walk the ground of different factory every day from very legacy system, how they so-called capitalize on the technology, and all the way up to the fully computerized, free, automated, fully digitalized factory. So these are how we actually bring how we value add as institution, not only training our student, but training the workforce, partnering with industry for the industry. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen, for sharing it. Maybe next I pass to Kelvin from Racer Tech to share his experience and some of the sharings and how does this in the 4.0 as well as sustainability could I think can work together. Yep.
Yeah, yes. Yes, good morning. I'm Kelvin. I'm actually the VP of Racer Technology for the quality assurance and regulatory affair. Okay, Racer Technology is a one-stop solutions provider for medical device from designs to manufacturing. So from our CEO perspectives and direction approach, we actually embark into Factory 4.0 since back then as early as 2017 and 2018. Okay, during that time, we actually work very closely with agencies like SimTech, as well as our ESG. Okay, and these agencies and institutions, they are very proactive and supportive in our this 4.0 journey. Okay, Racer Technology, we has in fact been running 4.0 with 4 to 5 solution initiative that we have worked with all these agencies and institutions. So how we started off is the mindset. Okay, how we have come through this long journey is the mindset that is set from the top management down to the shop floor. Okay, it's not just a direction of the management passing a direction to the mid-management or the shop floor to that they want to go for 4.0 and that is it, you're on the field. No, it's a mindset that is championed by from the top management, the CEO himself, and all the way down to the shop floor. And during, in fact, during the participating and the training of all these initiatives, we actually conduct it based on the operational multi-discipline, okay, a multi-discipline approach. Means on whatever initiative, whether is it the planning or the quality or even for the operations, every initiative will involve all the multi-discipline. Okay, that means it is from all departments, from planning to operations to design and even to QA. Okay, this is to have everyone presence to understand through the training and to pour in their inputs on how to make all this initiative useful. So through the journey, just to be short, after 4 to 5 years, we see very much this 4.0 coming in a very handy timing during the pandemic, where factories will have to work with probably 50% workforce, and more of it, most of the management are working from home. And at the shop floor, when there is a problem, we actually go through with the workflow mobile, where happenings on the shop floor are through the workflow mobile being sent to the management team that are working from home, and we can transmit the decisions and informations and directions through the workflow mobile without any loss of times. And with another initiative, which is the overall equipment efficiency, we are surprisingly to see that after running for a period of a year later, we are seeing the differences between the throughput efficiencies, of each individual machines, where during the pre 4.0, we are happy with ourselves with probably 80 to 90% efficiencies. But through and from the post 4.0, through the OEE data analysis and captured, we are surprised to see that actually our expectance of the 80 or 85% efficiency actually is living at only about 60. So with this actual, we can actually started to plan through the manufacturing operation management system, which is another initiative where we can plan it. We can do our planning even more effectively and efficiently. And we are starting to see that we are running an operation with lesser waste, with lesser energies, and delivering the same amount or even more outputs. And with this actual fact, it attributes to what we are looking at in the near future or moving forward, and that is sustainability.
Thanks, Kelvin, for sharing his example. I think one sharings I have probably pre the events is that with the better in the 4.0 better visibility of the machine efficiency, he's able from, for example, 10 machines of operating at 60% efficiency, he can, instead of turning on 10 machines, he turn on 6 machines and run 100% capacity with those machines. And with that, I think two parts is saving on. One is manpower. Yep. And manpower, they actually redeploy to do other projects, which is the COVID projects. I'm not sure whether he will share later on. And then the others running the main operations. And also with that, turning off 4 machines, saving some manpower, but also save our electricity, right? Because you don't need the machines to all 10 machines running to get the outputs you need. So that's one very good example. I think I felt that racers have through in the 4.0 able to save on the I think the business. I mean, probably better visibilities on the efficiency of machines, but also on the sustainability portions as well, right? Use less energy, and that's also in terms of cost savings for companies. Yep. So maybe next I'll pass to Anthony to probably share about the companies and how you've been helping companies to embark on this digital journey and the 4.0 journey as well as sustainability journey. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, John. I'm Antonio and I'm from Tuvsud. And as you know, we've been working in this digitalization journey for Singapore, but globally developing Siri and spreading Siri around the world. And also now we realize that sustainability is a strong component of the digital transformation. Now we're speaking about digital sustainable transformation because sustainability aspects can be embedded in the overall journey of transforming your operations. And how this happen? How can we make this happen? First of all, what we say with technology is that the most enabling factor of technologies is the human. Is the human at the most enabling factor, also in sustainability. We saw from Axton presenter previously that basically the whole supply chain should collaborate together to provide your data. So humans should be able to create visibility of their own data. Humans should also be aware, what does it mean being sustainable within my manufacturing plant? Tuvsud is active in sustainability, not only outside, but also inside. We have training in sustainability. For example, do you know how much grams of CO2 is an email? For each email that you send is 10 grams of CO2. I didn't know. And the first time that one of my C-level told me, Antonio, don't put me in the loop, I was offended. I felt, why don't you want to know what I'm doing? No, because it's CO2, it's 10 grams of CO2 emission. So it starts from the bottom. Everybody should be aware about what is consumption and how this consumption is directly related to the different greenhouse gases or CO2 emission, to the different aspects of sustainability. So the operators, the people working on a shop floor should be the first person to know it. Of course, implementation of technologies must go through an approval from the top. So I strongly believe this should be both a bottom-up approach and top-down approach. Why Siri has been successful? Why Green Compass will be successful? Because it's going to be successful and it already is. Because they involve people at the all level. Is not an audit, is an assessment that is done with all functional manager, with the all operators. And how the trend changed in the last year, I remember, because I've been running Siri since 2018, probably around about 70 to 80 Siri globally. There was one dimension that was named facility in Siri, automation, connectivity, and intelligence of the facility. The facility is basically trying to monitor the overall utilities used in the production facility for the production itself. In the beginning, I remember in 2018, nobody was really paying attention to the automation of the facility. What does it mean? Opening and closing lights automatically, keeping an oven close or in standby before receiving a sort of input from the machines of the stage before. In 10 minutes, I finish, starts now. That was something that people were not considering. Now with the SDG, with the all sustainability push, this starts to be important. And this will help in addressing several goals of sustainability. So I strongly believe that we cannot speak now of digital transformation if we do not embed sustainability in the overall picture.
Thanks, Anthony. In fact, the second highest vote is actually is directed to you. The question is seems like the sustainability and in the 4.0 got some overlaps. So, but moving forwards, right? How the standards could help in addressing these overlaps? I think the question will be just nice for to suit because you do both the Green Compass as well as series, right? Yeah.
Okay. More than overlaps, I believe that these are complementary factors. Sustainability is a KPI. Industry 4.0 is an enabler, and humans help to make this happening. So there are standards in place like the family of the ISO 14000 that we saw already that brought in the picture can help to raise awareness about what is the current CO2 that we are using for the final product. There are other standards that are basically structuring the overall life cycle of the product, how to design it. There will be other standards that will support the circular economy embedded in our design process thinking, and so on. All these standards will directly impact on sustainability. How to enable these processes then is Industry 4.0 also. Industry 4.0 will help the new IDPs, advanced digital production technologies. They will help. But we need to arrive to the level of maturity to properly implement them. And arriving to the level of maturity means first a mindset change to let people understand that this is only to support your daily task, is not to substitute your daily task, because if you reduce the time that you need to complete a certain task, that other time you can upskill yourself and you can be flexible and having more efficiency in your workforce. So there's an integration of multiple factors that it's relevant to make sure that sustainability and Industry 4.0, they work together.
Thanks very much. I think that's also tie in the part on the 4.0 supporting industry sustainability. I think also the earlier presentations by Ms. Morris, right, from NIST, where the 4.0 can play a role is on the process. Once you streamline a process, the resources required for it and the energy required to it to process the products, right, or produce the products will be shortened or lessened. So that's one aspect where Industry 4.0 can actually come in support reduce the carbon footprint and also make the process more efficient. Okay, so probably I'll open the floor to the other panel member. There's a highest vote questions on one example, right? My company got many people who works for 15 to 20 years. The way they do things is quite efficient, right? And it's quite hard to retrain them. And then the question is how to approach it. Maybe I open the panel's members for questions. I think probably Jerry, you have done, probably also Kelvin as well. You have some experience, and then Jerry, your points, and then later part, I think Kelvin's on the training part.
Oh, okay. We did quite numerous of projects. We also face this issue, and we all know that mindset change is the most difficult things. So experienced staff in the company, they are very experienced in the old way of SOP. But sometimes when it comes to transformation, there is a transformation of SOP. So all this stuff I must be able to keep up to date, being trained, and tap both his old experience and adapt it into the new operations. This is the best way, and we do a lot of this kind of training, mindset trainings. You know, a lot of staff are worried that, you know, when you use the word related to automation and this, they'll say they'll lost their job. Actually, it's not. It's the job function change. It's not losing the people. Autonomous is not that really you don't use people. It's less human intervene into the process. This is what I want to share with everybody.
Kelvin?
Yes, in actual fact, over at Razer, we also do have workers that have been working with us for the past 28 years and so. And how we overcome their fear. In actual fact, that is what we call their fear. When they heard about going into automation, all this, the first thing in their mindset, as Jerry said, is loss of job. Okay, so how we overcome this fear is we actually have to like I have mentioned earlier on in Razer. How we do is the mindset and the commitment from the top management, the CEO down until the shop floor. And we held talks. Okay, we spoke to all these workers, and the message we carry to them is we value their years of experience. And their years of experience is not going to be lost, but in fact, we are going to put their years of experience to be integrated with the technologies. Okay, and as such that thereafter, with the integration of our technologies of their years of experience, is going to make their jobs more easier, more friendly to the elderly workforce, and trust. We have result where we have elderly workers, okay, they have to work, and every day they will have to, clock overtime just to finish the work or the reports. But after the post 4.0, we are seeing that there's a reduction of overtime, and with all this reduction, actually affect things like the shutdown of air cons, all this contributed to the sustainability. And we even have elderly workers that can approach us to see whether or not they can, instead of working till their normal 5:30, they can knock off at 5 p.m. And they can go back earlier. We will definitely work that out with them such that they can leave earlier and they can have times to spend more valuable with their family. Okay, so 4.0 HFX drives sustainability and also good family lifestyles.
Maybe adding to Kelvin's point, because I interact with quite a number of SME bosses. Most of bosses are looking at probably with the same workforce, right, where they can get to do more business for company. And also that when more business come in, that will also create more wealth for the companies, and that's where the company can pay the workers more. And also going for, I mean, some of this trend I also see from the SME bosses is that a lot of Singaporeans, even the workers from mainland China, they want quality of life. So overtime is not the thing for them. But the output is getting more, right? The demand is getting more. So in the ways of through in the 4.0, they're able to do more with the same number of time.
One example that because some of our customers also has this challenge, the old workforce. So one example that we used to do when we discuss with them is like, for example, if you upskill now your people also to maintain specific equipment within your factory plant, and if there's a downtime or breaking and they can solve it, you save a lot of money with the maintenance coming from outside. So they feel more valuable to the company, and they are more, let's say, motivated to be trained or to be upskilled.
Yeah, I mean they are more empowered or able to do more value adds to the company. That's a very good point, Anthony. Yeah. So lastly, I probably pass over to Stephen. Yeah. So what I've seen so far of all the training, because when company pass the start of training, right? How you address those mindset?
I think training is something that, I mean, is ongoing. Everyone have to, but I will come back to what, I mean, have been shared by the panel. Key thing everyone here about mindset. I think the problem that area rise up, I think there are three areas to look at. Mindset is very key. Changing your mindset, I mean, especially those have been embedded for a long time. Sometimes, I mean, company want to employ a new hire because it's much easier to train them. Next is actually this framework we have for SP mindset first. Secondly, is actually the skill set. Skill set, I mean, like what Share had been this problem is not an issue. But I mean, like there, I mean, like say what we need training because skill set is very key, especially right now, industry 4.0 and with the sustainability. So you have the mindset change, your skill set. So those who don't have the skill, I mean, you have to train them, send out the courses, send out training as an individual, as a group, and then those with the skill set, you make sure you get their mindset right. I mean, get them along. And lastly, I would say that this behavioral change, I mean, for them in the workplace, with the right mindset, equipped with the right skill set, how to transform them to be effective, productive, and I mean, sustainable in the workplace. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in view of time, I think we're over our 20 minutes. I would like to thank the panel members for the very exciting sharing of it. I think if you have any questions, please feel free to catch them after this panel discussions. And so in summary, if you have any, you want to change the mindsets, I think you can look for Stephen, right? You send your staff to him and then hopefully he will ensure them, also equip them with right training. But if you need any solutions, you look for Jerry, or as well as look for Wilson as well, right? They have all the solutions that could help your companies. And if you have a longer term plan, you can look for this Tusut. I think they are able to help you map out your long term digitalization and sustainability plan, right? With that, thanks very much for staying with us for this Saturn Forums. I hope to see you next year. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.